Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive717. I am back with another video. It's been a minute, but I'm all settled in my new place. Guys, honestly, the energy has really been off the charts and I needed to ground my own shit before I was able to come on and really share messages around the collective. Okay, so I'm just going to get right into it because there's a lot that I just want to spit out and then we'll see how the cards reflect the messages. Okay, so I'm picking up on a divine masculine. Okay, and they're longing for you and it's very sensual. The energy is very sensual. The divine feminine as well might find themselves feeling very sensual also, but how you'll know it's your divine masculine longing for you is that you feel sensual, yes, but you also feel emotional. Okay, especially if there may be those of you who are self-pleasuring at this time thinking about your divine masculine. It will bring you to a place of like feeling very tearful. That's you picking up on your divine masculine's energy because you as the divine feminine might be longing for them just more than usual. And, sex and intimacy and, this passion between two, I think it can be very misunderstood in the Twin Flame Collective. I feel like there's many of us that are on this journey. And the sexuality or the sexual chemistry between twins, especially if you have that dynamic going on, it's meant to heal. That dynamic is there for a reason. There's definitely experiences that you both have had since you've incarnated in this lifetime that just has to do with intimacy and like I'm hearing touch, whether that's feeling uncomfortable around touch or never really okay. I'm hearing from many of the divine feminines it's like this very uncomfortable feeling around sexuality where your masculine might have come towards you in that way, like very sensually, and it triggered you to like think all kinds of things like that's all men want, and like it was just a very like perverse reaction towards the passion between you two, and vice versa. Many of your masculines felt that you really taught them a great deal in being able to look at like maybe things like hypersexuality or sex addictions and certain things like that. So there's this great balance between the twins that are happening right now. And I feel like the masculines really miss the divine feminines. Many of you are experiencing a lot of abundance, guys, like in the divine feminine collective. And I feel like that's what's healed your obsession over the outcome of the connection. It's like the universe was almost like, I need to keep this bitch busy because, like many of you have a great purpose. It's pulling your masculines out of this energy here. Okay. And that's why you guys might feel very disconnected and very focused on yourselves at this time. You set an example. So when I say you set an example, many of you are very in charge of your lives right now. So a lot of you who are in the divine feminine energy are really calling the shots. Okay, so you're not allowing this type of energy to interfere with you on your path. Many of your masculines have allowed 3D energies to really penetrate their spirituality. So a lot of them have been involved in addictive behaviors, attracting very low vibrational relationships into their lives. I feel for those of your masculines who are in relationships with karmics that are very like artificial, superficial, even if it was like that in the beginning, I feel like many of your masculines attracted that because they were like that as well. They were very superficial. They were very like focused on going after things that were very shiny, but then when you get closer it's like not really anything of value. So they were very impulsive is what I'm getting with this devil energy. You might have been okay, so what I'm hearing is like your divine masculine was really obsessed with like money and like recognition, fame, body image, looking good, having a big bank account, having a nice house, like, everything that's very just like materialistic. And you, on the other hand, divine feminine, like you are very rich in spirit and in heart, but you may not have had a lot of material things growing up, and that's where the balance lies between you two. Your masculine is very poor when it comes to like their spirit and like the you know what, it's interesting because what I'm being called to say is they never had the ability to be powerful when it came to being positive. And I was reading a book this morning because I'm in my new place, guys, and I've been like, putting books around the place to just kind of read whenever I have a little bit of downtime. And I was reading a book called The Power of Being Positive by Joyce Meyer. And that's what's coming up in this reading. And it's so weird because I randomly was like unboxing books and I put that out. So it's so beautiful that it came up in this reading. But I feel like that's where the Divine Feminines really had like an advantage. Let's get a message on the Divine Feminine's energy around this, because that's where I feel like your masculines are really like reflecting on where they've been. Let's hear about the Divine Feminine right now. Because I'm hearing like a lot of you have become the magician, or not really become the magician. You've more recognized that you are the magician. Many of you are like, wait a second. Yeah, wait a second. I am in charge, right? I won't flash this card too much, guys. If you're interested in taking a closer look, it's the Ace of Swords. From the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Okay, so if you want to take a closer look, I just do this to help protect my channel, and I don't know, I like playing by the rules when it comes to the YouTube guidelines. So check it out if you guys want a closer look. It's about the Divine Feminine being in charge at this time. And if you really look at the card, guys, like, remember I talked about in the beginning, like this kind of like, I don't know, like sensual or sexual attraction between you two right now. It's because the Divine Feminine's like her masculine side, and I feel like bringing out the Temperance card in here because that's what I keep sensing for the Divine Feminine. I saw it when I was shuffling, but that's what I'm feeling for the Feminines, okay? Like when you guys embody Temperance, the masculine within you really kind of steps up, right? And if you're struggling, the masculine within you, if you're doing the inner work, like embracing solitude, embracing rejection, like when your masculine goes the fuck out of you, you use it as fuel in your own inner life, your own path. You use it to self-reflect. If you're doing that type of shit behind the scenes, then the universe tends to just, reward you in ways where it helps you to recognize the man within you or the masculine within you. So a lot of you are really like taking care of shit. You know what I mean? I'm picking up a message right now that says, for those of you who have kids and your masculine is like a bachelor, when you guys first connected, people were filling his head with, oh, you're going to have to take care of her kid. She's just looking for somebody to like, be with, and she wants you to take care of her kid, and you're gonna have to, be dad before it's your time and whatever. And this Divine Feminine stepped up to the plate where it's like, I don't need any motherfucker to take care of my kid. Don't you ever get shit twisted. I'm in charge when it comes to taking care of my kids. Kid or kids. I don't know why I was urged to say kids. So many of you might have more than one child, but you're able to just like step up to the plate and take care of your shit regardless. Like many of you might have like your children's father around still. And that's great, but it doesn't mean that you can't take care of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just what I'm getting. So a Divine Feminine who has embodied Temperance to the point, oh gosh, I didn't realize that was in my hand. This might have to be an 18 plus reading. Okay. This is a Divine Feminine who's embodied the Temperance card to the point where it's like, it reminds me of that song back in the day. It's a rap song. She got her own house. She got her own car. Work hard, 2 jobs. You a bad broad. I'll try to share the lyrics in the comment section or the video, but that's what it reminds me of, right? She got her own house. She got her own car. Work hard, 2 jobs. You a bad broad. So many of you, even though like your children's father are very involved in their lives or whatever, like you take care of your own, and your children's father takes care of business too. And like your family might be like very like balanced in the sense I'm also hearing like blending of families. So for those of you who have twins who like you guys have kids involved in your connection, but the connection between you and your divine masculine, like it's so magnetic that it's like at times it gives you both anxiety, like how is this ever going to come together? Like we both have families of our own. I have a family of my own. You're the bachelor. Like whatever the case is, like I'm hearing blending of families. Like this divine feminine has become so efficient and so in charge of her own life that it's really shifting this divine masculine's perspective. Okay, so a lot of divine masculines and even the people who might have whispered into their ear from time to time that it's like, whoa, you're gonna go be with somebody who has kids. Like I feel like over time this divine feminine has shown and demonstrated that it's like, I don't need anybody to take care of me or my own. Okay, like if you would like to be in my presence, I can enjoy your company, you can enjoy my company, but in terms of needing you for anything, brother man, don't make that mistake. Like I feel like this is the divine feminine. It's very like Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands kind of like merging together on their way to the path of being the Empress. I feel like those of you who are on this path, like you will learn the energy of the Queen of Pentacles very quickly, the Queen of Wands, because it teaches you to stay grounded and provide for yourself and do things that the opposite energy is conditioned to have to do for us. You're kind of pushed to do those things on your own. It's the Temperance card, I'm telling you guys. If it comes up, I'll pull it out. Let's see what comes up here. Yeah, this is the Knave of Pentacles. Many of you you're so strong, like you would never be in this energy here of having your divine masculine intoxicate you with their way of things or with their way of thinking, right? And this is why I'm saying a lot of you have healed from the obsession over this journey. It's like he's trying to give her the elixir, and as you guys can look closer, her pinky is by that flame there, and it's almost like her reminding herself, like, don't get carried away with this whole twin flame journey and this being my divine masculine. Like a lot of the times when you guys get ghosted and you know, like your fucking masculine's playing the ass, in Trinidad we say they playing the fucking ass, you know what I mean? You guys have to step up to the plate and like remind yourselves that it's like, yeah, this love hurts. It hurts very good, but you have to be 10 steps ahead and stay in charge in this way. It's almost like you have to dominate the masculine energy within yourself in order to understand what your divine masculine goes through the majority of the time on this journey. And I feel like many of you have done that, okay? Look, we have Queen of the... I was going to say Queen of the South for some reason. I don't know why. My mom, she keeps bugging me to watch that on Netflix. Have you seen Queen of the South? I don't know. It might be a synchronicity for some of you. I'll open up the comments just because I'm curious about that. But we have Queen of Swords here. Yeah, a lot of you are just in charge right now, and you let go of your masculine and you started focusing on yourself, and it might have hurt to let go of the connection, but it was for your own good. The universe was looking out for you. The universe is always taking care of you as well. If you're in the divine feminine energy, like it may seem that when you come here to earth you're the weaker link, but not spiritually. Okay, like spiritually you're protected, and that's why many of the divine feminines kind of, you know, get lost in the occult aspects of this journey or the spiritual meaning of this journey. It's because you guys are heavily protected and you're meant to discover like angels around you, ancestors, your higher self. Like those types of concepts, it's like tools under your belt, right? Because the masculines, they come here and they know how to become equipped. I hear Call of Duty. I don't know if your masculine likes to play Call of Duty or if any of you like to play video games or anything like that, but it reminds me of just like being very strategic when you come here to earth. And many of you are starting to understand through the Queen of Swords that like you're strong when it comes to like your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, many of the divine feminines are very powerful manifestors in this lifetime, in this incarnation. And that's why your divine masculines match, because your divine masculines, they're natural manifestors. I feel like the divine feminine, you are a powerful manifester, but the thing is you might have to go on a bit of a journey to understand that you have that power, okay? I feel like a lot of the divine masculines, especially with him kind of standing with the sword in this picture, they already know. They have the power and the ability to, look at the Emperor sitting right here, helping me explain the point. They know that they have the ability to be this emperor, right? Like, there's a lot of your divine masculines as well. I'm getting the word privileged, so I'm not sure if many of you might have, like, you know, that white boy with the nice hair and the, you know, gorgeous gray blue eyes and, you know, the gains, bro, you know, like the abs, and he's like 6 foot something, and like whatever the case is. And you might be like mixed with like a more ethnic culture in order to bring that balance, or in order to mix that up and get things going. And this is what your divine masculine needs. I'm also hearing for some of you, like, your connection between you and your masculine, it's very unorthodox, especially when it comes to like cultures mixing, races, like intertwining people of different like levels, statuses, people of different societies mixing together. Like, you hold a great power, divine feminine, but because you may be like colored, I'm hearing, or you might be from a different culture, or you might be from like a different like status than your masculine, at times you forget this Queen of Swords position, right? But don't forget it, because he only rises to the occasion of being an emperor when you remember your position as the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I'm going to put this down for a bit. Let's go ahead and find out what the divine masculines want you to know right now, because I keep seeing the Queen of Swords and the Devil, and it's almost like, you know, the divine masculines are wanting you to understand what they're going through right now, and like personal messages that they want to send to you, feminine. Let's go ahead and find out. What does your divine masculine want you to know? Okay, I have a couple that fell on the floor. Let me go ahead and pick those up. Okay, so the first card says, you didn't ruin my marriage or relationship. I saw things for myself. This is the divine feminine and the Queen of Swords. So many of the divine masculines, like maybe you were the one who was married, divine feminine, and they might have been married too, but it's like, I feel like the divine masculines approach things differently than the feminine. So you might have been the one that held a lot of like worry. Sorry guys, I had to burp. You as the divine feminine, you might have held a lot of like worry or thoughts about being married, or, you know, maybe your masculines held back a lot because you were in a relationship with someone else. You know, like they might have kept coming in and out with this whole devil energy here, but at one point, like, it's like you make them so weak, divine feminine. It's like they couldn't control themselves. They knew the right thing to do was probably to you know, distance themselves, but I feel like they couldn't help it, and they told you how they felt, and it was like this kind of like forbidden exchange between you two, that it was like you two became weak in that moment, but at the same time, you guys can't go back in time. Like, what you two experienced, like what you two said to each other whenever you said it to each other, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? That intimate conversation that you both had about the way you two felt. I feel like many of your masculines are like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I can't believe I was in my devil energy and approached her in such a sensual, sexual way without thinking, you know? Like, for a lot of you, there's been a lot of heat with your partners, right? Whether it's like a soulmate partner or a karmic partner. For a lot of the divine feminines, there has been a lot of heat for you guys to experience with your marriages ending. Ever since this whole twin flame thing happened, I feel like many of the divine feminines have really been on a crazy journey. But Make no mistake about who we are. We will handle our shit. You bring it to us, we will handle it each and every time. Okay, and that's why the divine feminine is saying, like, you didn't ruin anything. Like, I saw things for myself. You know, you merely showed up in my life to put a magnifying glass over certain things in my life that were probably already occurring before you two met anyway. Okay, let's see what else is here. No amount of vacationing with this karmic will erase the divine feminine. I feel like that's the same for, the divine feminines as well. No amount of vacationing with their karmic will erase the divine masculines, okay? And, that just needs to be heard for those of you who, you might be feeling all of this, but then you might be seeing something else in the 3D. Guys, I'm just reminding you that social media is a pack of shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a pack of shit. Like, some of the things that you guys might see on there, like, it really just is for show. It really just is for clout. It really just is for people who are in a frame of mind to just kind of like be impulsive and share. But it doesn't mean that that paints the entire picture. And I feel like a lot of your twins want you to know that like life is life, and sometimes they might find themselves in certain situations or positions because they have to be in those positions in order to have certain experiences that get them out of these situations in the first place, right? Like, so many of you might see your twin flame vacationing with their karmic partners. It's like, oh my God, like, oh, like, look at that, like, they seem so happy. It's like the worst kind of conflict ends up happening on these types of trips. And I feel like it's the universe's way of ripping off the masks and saying to each person involved, like, it's like, like, release what you need to release. Like, there's no amount of trying to fix it. You need a new slate or you need a new start. Okay? I've got a couple more cards here. I'm like past 20 minutes, guys, so I'm going to try to wrap this up, but it says, that was me. I've been watching and following your account. So a lot of you know already that you're being watched by your divine masculines. In fact, I think I just shared a Patreon post last night, and I think one of the very few words that I said in that post was, your divine masculine is watching you silently. This might be through accounts that, guys, honestly, this is what I'm getting. A lot of you may not even realize that your masculine is following you on your accounts, even though they're private, because what they're doing is like they're mimicking other people on your account. So you might get a friend request of someone you already know, and you might just automatically accept it thinking that it's like, oh, another profile for this person or whatever. It's like, no, that's how much your divine masculines need to see you or need to see what's going on. And that's part of the devil energy that started off this reading in the first place, is that they've got a lot to reflect on right now, because many of them are going through definite endings and karmic situations, and all they want is their divine feminine. But you're untouchable right now, because it's like all your radars are like going off, okay? Like, you're only wanting to attract what's like healthy for you, and that's because you're not taking anything for granted anymore, divine feminine. Okay, like, you're aware, you're very much well aware. Divine masculine or no divine masculine, twin flame or no twin flame, you got the memo. You need to do what's best for you, okay? So I'm hearing that a lot of your masculines are following you. So you guys might want to look out for people on your friends list who have 2 profiles. That's all I'm going to say, okay? And the last card wrapping up this reading is, I miss you. It's so intense it hurts, okay? So a lot of you might be like reaching out for your divine masculines, especially when you're waking up from sleep. You might be like saying their name or telling them that you love them. It's just kind of weird because you're in this state of like sleep and wanting to like wake up, and all you can do is long for your twin. It's a direct reflection of your twin longing for you. Most likely they're experiencing similar things happening to them. So right when they're waking up from their sleep, they're most likely uttering your name. So whatever your name is, for example, oh gosh, what name do I want to say? I don't know, like Jessica, I want to say, like, Jessica, I love you. Jessica, like, they keep like uttering your name, like, Jessica, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. And then it's like this weird kind of trance that they're in, and it specifically happens like, I want to say between like maybe like 4:30 and 7:30 a.m. Okay, so wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in, your twin is missing you between those hours, or you may be longing for them between those hours, or you might be waking up unexpectedly out of your sleep, and all you can do is utter your twin's name. It's because, yeah, like they're missing you. The connection, sorry, is so intense right now because there's major shifts wanting to occur. A lot of you are seeing 717 because you're supposed to have some type of physical interaction with your twin, and many of you are getting the feeling that it's going to be like a straight up physical encounter where you're intimate with each other. And I feel like that intimacy needs to happen in order to take things to the next level. Like, I'm talking about like serious things that I might probably get into more on my like Patreon, but like even the exchange of bodily fluids, guides, like that tends to take things to a next level, even spiritually. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys for now. I'll pick up the pace again, guys. It's just I needed this month off to really settle into my new apartment, and you know, my son needed time as well. Like friggin' my cats, you know what I mean? Like my cats needed time to be like, why did you shove us into a cat carrier and now all of a sudden we're in this different place? So that's where I've been for the majority of the month, is just, you know, really making sure that everything is smooth sailing from here, because, you know, I never thought I'd be in this position, okay? Like 2 years ago I was happily married, you know, with my kid, and then all of a sudden things started just kind of snowballing ever since my masculine kind of came out and said, oh yeah, hey, by the way, I've been feeling the same way about you. And I'm like, holy shit. So join me if you guys want to know more on Patreon. I might be opening up about a lot of that background stuff going on in my own journey. But yeah, guys, hit me up for a personal session if you guys are interested. I think I'm ready to kind of just, you know, get back out there and help support you guys. And if I do owe you guys a reading, just know that I am just kind of getting back into things, and I will be available, and you know, I'll be there for you guys. Okay, I love you. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to join the family, hit me up on Patreon, guys. I'm on Wizio.com if you want a personal reading. I'm only doing emergency readings right now. But if you deeply want to connect one-on-one, I'm there. Okay, I love you guys. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Okay, bye.